Morning, gang. How you doing? Figured I'd just stop in for a couple of minutes, say hi, and check in with everybody who's early morning risers. It's good morning to you, and to you, and especially you. So, what is up? Buenos dias, Edgar. Reyes, hola. Anthony. Holy capola, you're up late or really up early in California? Good times had by all. It's let me share this real quick. I'm not gonna be, we'll be here for as long as it's going in. I got junk to do, but trying to figure out whether to go to the gym now or go this afternoon. I have a couple of errands to get done today. And so that is, so I have that going for me, which is nice. And yeah, so good times. Good times had by all. Going to the airport, taking Priscilla back to the airport. Or are you picking Priscilla up, Anthony? And say hello to Priscilla for me. Yeah, so lots of stuff going on in the old fish room. I mean, it's I got to do some water changes today. I'm a little behind on that, so I'll get some of those things done and just go from there. It's I got I went and I sent some calls over to one of my LFSs. If you haven't seen the video yet, I did a new video based on my LFSs. Hey, no problem, Edgar. Hey, dude, it's whoever can be a part of it. Flights to 650. Is that Priscilla speaking? Or Antonio? Yeah, I mean, it's talk about it. Yeah, it's so I did some water changes. I went through my fish room emergency where I had a sponge filter crash in my Amica Splendens tank, and I lost several Amica Splendens as part of the deal. So I've got to check their water today, and I didn't feed them yesterday. It's I really cleaned out their filter, but I also went and added a second sponge filter to that tank. The sponge filter is supposed to go out and handle this amount of this many gallons. So who knows? By the way, speaking of weird, the deal is with fish is to go through and mark them. Now, guppies are sort of my bailiwick. They're sort of what I do. Muy bien, y tú, Edgar? Is that is with guppies, it's relatively easy. If they begin shimmying, or they begin all sitting at the top or sitting at the bottom doing nothing, and they're all doing it, pretty easy to solve that. So with the Amicas, have a good day. Talk to you later, Anthony. Thanks, Priscilla. So the is that I was getting breeding activity out of the males. It looked really strong. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get home on Wednesday from work. There's like 3 dead Amica splendens, which is terrible. They're a critically endangered species. So you're just going. So you get those out of there. I work very early. I come home for lunch and walk the dog. Most days I could just deal with that, not a problem. I had like a 10 o'clock conference call. So a 10 a.m. conference call gets in the way if you get home and you start looking at the fish and feeding the fish, and there's an issue. So when I got home, I went straight home after work. So I got home about 1:30. It's I I changed a bunch of water. I cleaned out the sponge filters. I put in General Cure, and everything was pretty good. So, and I'm not one of these people that overly tests the water. There are some people that will test their water in all their aquariums and they're real fastidious at it. I'm not. I only test when there's a problem. I tested the water and yeah, it was really out of whack. So yesterday I changed out half the water, cleaned the sponge filters again, added the other sponge filter. I did not feed yesterday. I am gonna here in just a little bit check the water again. Yeah, generally I don't. It's I see people who are real. And by the way, I like doing geeky stuff. It's I like testing the water. I just think you can overdo it. So it's and I don't test the water very often. So it's okay, Edgar. It's I don't criticize people's English online. It's Lord knows I've typed something in real quick that I've butchered, so no worries. So yeah, so I tested it was way out of whack. So second sponge filter, no food in there, so no extra poop being added. So I'll test it here in a little bit, and when it gets time for first feeding, I'm in the Central Time Zone at 6:51, so getting ready to go and do that sort of stuff today. I have good news is that I have to do a daily report for work, and because the office is so busy, especially on a Monday, I have like a department head meeting. There's all sorts of stuff that happens on a Monday at my office. You clearing your filters yesterday? They were nasty. Yeah. This sponge filter was dirtier than I anticipated. But again, I cleaned it out on Wednesday, and then I re-cleaned it out yesterday, and I'll tell you what, I poured the water on my trees. I have a tree in the backyard. The filter was reasonably nasty. I'll tell you what, that tree has gotten some good old fertilizer. So yeah, I've got to do water changes today. Got to go run an errand. I've got to get some junk done. Go to the gym. I've been off from the gym a couple of days, mainly because on Thursday I went and had a great workout. And on Friday, one of my ankles was frozen up. Big Tank Hank, how are you? So I realized I overdid it. And if you've ever worked out, there's two things that you really don't want to screw up. Your feet or your ankles. Because once you do that, it's like the knee is one thing, the hip, all that. I have been experiencing pain in my forearm. I mean, it hurts to touch it. So the guns get a few days without working out. Yeah, I returned to the gym after a year on April 1st. Hey, Doug Gray. Yeah, I'm going to change my name to Dragon. It's a good name. Yeah, shoulders as well. Yeah, big tank. So back doing my walking, doing the stuff. I didn't realize. No, it's Sunday. I just figured I woke up, finished a report for work for tomorrow. It's not completely done, but it's close. I'll do some touch ups later in the day and then send it off so I don't have to deal with it tomorrow. It's there's nothing worse than it, and if you have to put in a report, I have a buddy of mine whose company, my report isn't that long. It's a couple of pages. It's more of bullet points, that type of thing. I have a buddy of mine who works for the Disney Corporation. He's a middle management for Disney Corporation. His daily report, he has to send a daily report to his supervisor at the corporate office. And actually, he's now at the corporate office. But he has to send it up every day. And I said, well, how long is it? He goes, generally about 11 pages. They ask questions and you have to fill out. Great. So I worked for a corporation years ago where the corporate supervisor just wanted a weekly report for you, but he wanted to know exactly what you did during the week. So, and he wanted it by Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time because he was on the West Coast. So, generally, I did this on Friday, last thing I did. And the reason that he wanted the report was because he had to go on Tuesday and meet with the company's CEO, and the company's CEO was famous for asking questions about minutia, just smallest things he wanted to know about. So this guy wanted to be prepared. So I would just go and send that off. And he was, it's sometimes I'd send him like 30 points. I would send him everything. It was a pain in the butt, but what are you gonna do? They pay you. That's part of the deal of getting paid. Got to bring in that paper, right? Coffee. Folgers, a little bit of sugar. What do you guys have going on today besides it's kind of a weird time of the year because sports wise. Hey, thank you very much, Doug Gray. It's kind of a neat little store. And the husband and wife who opened it up, really, really nice. So, what I did is that there are two new LFSs, and I'll do the other one coming up here too. Mother's Day. Yeah, you see, my mother's no longer with us. So, my mother passed away about 5 years ago. I'm not married, don't have kids. My sister is a mother, so I sent her a text this morning, probably about 45 minutes ago, because she's up early. She has a Marine husband. He's retired from the Marines, but as you know about the Marines, they never retire. Never retire. So, it's a once a Marine, always a Marine. Adam K, good morning. So, so this morning I've got junk to do at the old office. All right, sharing friendship. That's what we're all about here at Mobb Guppy. So the fish store I went to yesterday, I gave them the gift when they opened up. Both the new ones I gave them, a few guppies, and I had extra males. So I brought them some extra males yesterday. So there you go. Your mother passed in 1994. The wife and the daughter got a late lunch. Yeah, that's good. Good morning, Melvin. Yeah, so my mom, died, and I'm guaranteed never to forget the day she died. Tax day in 2016. So it was, you know, not that, my mom was like going to be 79, so she wasn't a kid, okay? But her parents lived to their late 80s, early 90s. And so she did what a lot of older ladies do. She broke her hip. And she fell and she broke her hip while walking. She was doing some volunteer work at her church. She fell, and the pastor saw her fall, and he said there was no reason for her to fall, so she must have just stepped funny and her hip broke. And she broke her arm in the process. So it was like a twofer. So she went, and she was recovering. She was doing really well. And so the day before she died, I called her, and she was on hold, and I'm not joking about this, to speak to the My Pillow guy, because she saw a special for My Pillow that they weren't honoring. All right. So she goes, I can't speak to you. I'm on hold with the My Pillow guy. I'm trying to get a deal. All right. So the following evening, she all of a sudden had an issue with her chest. They ran her to the hospital, got her onto the operating table, and she died immediately. She had one of her heart chambers exploded. Who'd have thought that? The doctors told us that it's very rare. Even if you're 15 or 16 or 20 and you're really in good health, if that happens, good luck. Most people just don't make that thing when that happens. So that was great to know. So my dad ended up staying with some friends for a day. And I'm trying to remember. It's I think my sister flew up immediately. One of the siblings did, my brother and my sister. I don't think I flew out directly afterwards. I flew out after a week, and dealt with with my dad, and with my dad had early end dementia. And so they went out. I think my sister went out there first. And that whole process. So I remember my mom on this Mother's Day, and for all the mothers, in your lives, I wish them well and a great Mother's Day. So that is part of the deal, isn't it? Um. So happy Mother's Day. My mother generally. My dad would barbecue something. My mom would cook a pie for herself. My parents, I was very blessed. My parents were absolutely dedicated to each other. They really were. They were each other's world. So that was kind of nice. Back to fish. I went down that little thing. Uh, Cartman loves pie. In fact, I'll tell you what. I used to do that thing with it's. I remember my mom saying my dad was in a bad mood. And I said, "Well, make him a pie. Get in the kitchen. Make dad a pie." I'm a great son, obviously. And yep, remember your grandmother? Yeah, the deal is, the sad thing is that if nature works the way it should, if humanity works, we all say goodbye to our mothers. There's probably no worse thing than a mother saying goodbye to a child. So, so that's just the, sort of the deal. So, yeah, so do some water changes today. Get some stuff done around the old fish room. All good. There she is, Dee. How are you doing? Having a cup of coffee, I hope. Just finishing up one right now. It's delicious. Going from there. Bolo is right here. So yeah, it's so do some water changes, do some stuff, check on the issues with the Amica tank. So that's all good. Yeah, have some fun there. Bolo. Yep, happy Mother's Day. D, happy Mother's Day. Yep, so your puppy gets up too early? Yep, yep. Science, Gal Aquatics, how are you? Good morning. So we're done here. I'm going to make breakfast, then I'm going to take a shower. Yeah, I got a good life. Get out and run my errands. Generally, I take a shower before doing that. Speaking of pet shops, Redfish, Bluefish, Jason opened his shop yesterday. Doesn't accept cash. Don't get that. Did he open it up in Jersey? Yeah, King Lee of Twin City Guppies, he opened up a store as well, which is great. Again, support to anybody who opens up an LFS. Thank you very much. I've often thought of, yeah, happy Mother's Day, Carrie. Have a great day. On an island in Washington State. Was he in Whidbey Island? See, I really don't know redfish, bluefish that much. Whidbey Island is near where my parents lived, Bellingham, Washington. Whidbey Island. Rikers Island, that's where the Jets live, Doug Gray, during the off season. But they get let out 24 hours, less than 24 hours, no bail let out. So that's good. Yeah, yep, I'll give a little petting here. He's a good little boy. He's a happy camper. Lawrence Taylor's home field is Riker. Yeah. How long has it been since Lawrence Taylor's been arrested? It's just going from there. Yeah, Bolo is wonderfully spoiled. He is completely, utterly spoiled. All I can say is I know this is that same length of time as Doc Gooden. Yeah, it's a lot of guys are going to Rikers. So Bolo, yeah, he's spoiled. It's all I know is that when his time comes, because we're at the end somewhere, I hate the deal, but I have to make myself mentally prepared. That all I know is that he's lived a life that very few dogs get to lead. He's lived a very, very happy life. Lenny Dykstra, yep. Another great felon. Plaxico Burris, another guy who spent time at Rikers. We're talking about felon people, felon professional athletes in the New York area. It's a lengthy list, which is terrific. Terrific list of good people. Lenny got in trouble as a Met and as a Philly in retirement too. Trifecta. Yeah, it's I will tell you if Lenny Dykstra comes in and says, "Hey, I've got a great investment opportunity. Here's a helpful tip. Don't give him any money." Giving Lenny Dykstra money is bad. Is bad all the way around. By the way, Lenny Dykstra, is he in the Hall of Fame for baseball? Is he in Canton? Is that Canton? No, it's not Canton. It's I don't know. It's roids on the brain. Yep, roids are bad. Roids are bad. Tombstone from the Amazing Spider-Man comics. Cooperstown. There you go. Thank you for helping me, Doug. It's early. I've only had like 8 cups of coffee. Not even close. I know. I should know that. I apologize. Petro Man, 1185. Oh, the Tom's River Diner, run by the Greeks. What'd you have? What'd you have at the diner? Again, in New Jersey, for those who don't know, it's famous for diners. There are diners everywhere. Nearly all of them are really, really good. And they're all run by people who are Greek. Don't ask me why. The Noski Tanks, how are you doing? Good morning. Gigantic onion rings, perhaps. Steak omelet. There you go. That sounds delicious. It's yeah, I mean it's all good. So if you ever go to New Jersey, go to the diners. It's again, it is. Is there a bad diner in New Jersey? There really isn't. When I lived there, I lived in Jersey for about 7 years, and I bet you I went to 15 different diners, which isn't enough. They were all great. Good native fish collecting near Tom's River and Pine Barrens. Yeah, my the Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Society wants to go out and do some native fish collecting, and there you go. Long Island diners are also run by two are run or owned by the Greeks. Great food. Hey, morning, Jim. Jim Walsh in the house. So it's yeah, it's tell me about the Greeks running diners. I mean, it's all good. There's actually a pretty good Greek restaurant in Joplin, Mo that I've been to a couple of times, and I mean it's it's good. So again, I appreciate the Greeks and what they do with the food. Really good, really underrated. It's the Greek places are a gem to all. Funk 49 turned to stone, great stuff. Baklava. Not necessarily a baklava guy. You know what I really love from the Greeks, and I can't remember it right now. Somebody may remember it. They do this thing, this flaming cheese thing, and they have like pita chips to go and dip into it. Heaven. Heaven. I mean, really, really good. I'm not a dessert guy, just as it's the only thing I do enjoy is pie. Yeah, the Greeks treat you like you're part of the family. It's part of the charm of that culture. It really is. Yeah, the spinach pie thing, I do too, Jim. That's good. I love that. It's yeah, it you go into a Greek place. I love the Greeks. Flaming Cheese is a good name for a rock band. Yes, it is. Yeah, the Flaming Cheese is really good. I went and had hey, Select Pat, what up? Yeah, I mean, talk about great. So yeah, it's just again we salute the Greeks, and and really good family run Asian joints. Doesn't even really matter the variety I've learned. If it's a family run Chinese place or Thai place or Korean place or Japanese place, they take extra good care of everybody. Just do. It's but I don't know if they're on the same level with the Greeks. I don't know if they're on the same level, but I will tell you, it's amazing. It's totally amazing. So yeah, it. I wish I had a Greek diner here. Do I have a diner in my area? I don't think I even have a diner close to me. Diner near me. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, a place called Norma's Diner. Oh, I haven't been to Norma's Diner. Let me look up, see if they have a website here. They don't have a website. It's it looks like a good diner, so I'll have to try that out. Not today. I have to put that down. Waffle House they put down if you do a diner near me. And by the way, if you've not been to Waffle House, yeah, I select pet. Next time you go to a Cuban place, get lechon. Lechon. It's a pork thing, a spiced pork deal. It is a revelation of what you can do with pork. Yeah, some Latino family restaurants are exactly like that. Some are not. I went into a family-run Mexican joint not far from where I live, and it'd be my first and last time there. And I spoke to them in Spanish, and they spoke back in English. And when I spoke to them in English, they talked to each other in Spanish. They like played like they couldn't understand Spanish. It was just the weirdest damn thing. I asked if they had something. They go, see, and then they delivered me something wrong, and I just ate it and I left. I just go, I'll never go there again. Never again. So it's just yeah. Vinay, what's up? My girlfriend says she loved the Cuban food, so you're trying it. Yep. Inside a restaurant for over a year, COVID shutdowns, and I'm still not going so far. Yeah, I am. I don't eat a lot in restaurants, anyways. It's but if you go to Waffle House on a regular basis, you should be immune to almost any disease. Should be immune to almost any disease. So we were getting rain. I think the rain is done, which is good. Nice little bit of a boomer. Let's see. Let me see what the radar looks like. All right, let's see here. I'm looking at the radar. Let's see here. Yeah, the rain is basically done for me. That's fantastic news. I don't think I got a ton, so that's nice. Another new LFS. It's great. Yeah, 55 degrees in May. Today, I woke up and Bolo woke me up, well, about 3 hours ago. I took him for his walk. It was 74 outside. Right now, it is. Let me silence this so your echoes don't go off. Right now, it's 60 degrees. And apparently it's not getting any warmer in this, so there you go. May have to wear a long sleeve shirt. Yo, May 9th. Try a striped shirt in a muted color for a fun look. Ah. Personalize your recommendations. What's your preferred shopping department? Turn off. Yeah. Yeah, so my Amazon Echo is going nuts, trying to pick me out clothes. Huh. A Jets sweatshirt and pants, you'll be fine. The Yardley Inn. Don't think they allow sweatshirts? Yeah, you see, there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wear something long sleeve, I think, as I go out today. There's a Peruvian family restaurant. Okay, you know what the thing is to get the Peruvians? Peruvians are famous for chicken, whole Peruvian roast chickens. If you ever go to a Peruvian joint, yeah, there you go. The rotisserie, exactly, Melvin. That's the truth. They are famous for it. No, it's Ecuadorians. The Ecuadorians eat guinea pigs. Guinea pigs. Ecuadorians. Used to work with a guy who decided he wanted to retire to Ecuador. He bought land and was building a house down there. My buddy Googs. Yeah, the Peruvians do stuff really good. The chicken is the bomb. Is totally the bomb. I've had Vietnamese, absolutely. There was a Vietnamese place in the Twin Cities that Saigon and Saigon 2, and I mean, really, really good. Yeah, fries out of peanut oil, but that's going American here. It's if you go full Peruvian, they do the rice and the beans thing. They do their own deal there. Peanut oil, which of course a lot of people have allergies to peanuts. I don't know how you can get. That's a tough thing to have. Yeah, peanut oil is. There's a chain burger place. Oh, guinea pigs are also big in Peru. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, pho is good. Pho is good. In fact, there's a brand new pho place not far from my house. I haven't been there yet, but it's all good in the hood. Yeah, Vietnamese is good. Thai, I love Thai food because they use it. There's the spices are a little bit different. If you have Thai chicken and some of that is really good. Wow, a Peruvian came in and bought all your guinea pigs each week. Dinner. Yeah, Thai's good. Sweet and spicy balance going on. Yeah. By the way, there's a Who Hut right here in beautiful Joplin Mo. And when the boss comes in, we always go to Who Hut. Who Hut, yeah, amazing. Yes, it's like Ben had a pet store slash restaurant supply store. And by the way, today, if you're in Mexico, if the people can afford it, they go to a restaurant and have cabrito. Cabrito. And cabrito is a delicacy used for anniversaries, Mother's Day, etc. It is baby goat. Baby goat. Yes. And it's delicious, amazing. Most Americans haven't eaten a lot of goat, but it's a delicious food. It really is. All right, gang, I got to wrap it up. I've got to go make breakfast, get ready to get junk done. Thank you so much for being here. And you, everyone here, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow night on our live stream. Tomorrow night we'll be here at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. All right. Adios, amigos. Thank you very much.